WTIM information station. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. Now I'm sitting down with Jack Myers. He's a public affairs specialist with the Social Security Administration. How are you doing today, Jack?
I'm doing well, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You sound great on our end, and we got plenty of things to talk about today. And first things first, how much did I earn at my first job? How can Social Security help me with that?
Yeah, that's a fun little thing to look back on, and we've got just a tool if you're curious about that. If you go to our website at ssa.gov, you can create a personal account for yourself. It's called a My Social Security account. So you go ahead and set that personal account up for yourself. Of course, it's free. It's your information, and it'll give you access to all kinds of great things. Among the items that you'll be able to see when you create that personal My Social Security account is your earnings record. So you could look back at those early years of earnings and you can see how much, or in my case, how little that first job actually paid. I always joke, I was talking to someone about this, it felt like I spent that whole summer detasseling corn. I felt like I was in those fields all day, every day. But when I look back at the earnings record, it doesn't quite tell the same story. So I think maybe my memory's a little foggy of that. But, that's the kind of thing that you can see when you're looking at that My Social Security account. You can see the earnings history, and you can see your earnings that will one day be the basis for your monthly Social Security benefits. So while being fun and interesting, it's also pretty important that you take a look at that on a regular basis, Tim.
Yeah, that was my next question. What would the benefit of finding out that information? It was funny. I'm sure it's pretty common a factor there. You go and check how many hours you work because it seems a lot in your head, and then I must have worked more than that. But those numbers really do matter for later on. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I like to point out to people is, while it's your employer's responsibility to report your earnings to Social Security, assuming you work for somebody else and you're not self-employed, that is, while it's their responsibility to make those reports to us, if they don't do it, or if they make an error in their report, you could be the one, or at least one of the people that are harmed by that. And the reason I say that is because when we calculate, and we'll talk about retirement benefits, for example, when we calculate your retirement benefit one day, we're going to be basing it off of your 35 best years of work that were taxed by Social Security. And we're going to look at your earnings record. We're going to adjust the early years for inflation. Then we're going to run it through our formula. So if there are years that are missing or were underreported, that could mean that you get less in your monthly benefit from Social Security than you otherwise would have. And, depending on how substantial the error was, that could have a major impact. You could end up losing a lot of money over your lifetime if those earnings records are incorrect. So the best thing to do is to take a look at that on an annual basis. I would tell people log in once or twice a year at least, just to look at that, make sure it looks good. What you're going to want to do is look at your Social Security wages and then compare it to the Social Security wage box on your W-2. If you see a discrepancy there, it's pretty easy for us to get it fixed, or if it's missing, just get to us at Social Security, your W-2 that shows that you had those earnings and taxes were deducted. If you're self-employed, you need to show us your self-employment tax return and proof of the tax being paid. But those are the documents we need to get it corrected. And like I said, it's pretty easy if you have those documents. Where it becomes more difficult for you is if you don't have those documents any longer. And for that reason, it's important to check it on a regular basis so that you're not that far removed from the year in question if there is an issue.
Totally, absolutely. And if you don't keep those documents, are they stored online somewhere, or are those W-2s, or is that gone?
So, it's really kind of on you. I mean, I think the IRS will have them for a while, but I don't know the exact time frame. 7 years sticks in my mind, but I can't swear to that. But, that's why I think it's important for you to check it on a regular basis, because some people keep those records forever themselves. Other people don't. So check it on a regular basis yourself so that you can address it. Now, don't be too concerned early in the year because we get all those wage reports and then we process them by employer. So it takes us a while to get all of those processed and posted to your record. So especially, for example, if you worked for two different employers or multiple, I see this a lot with people who work in the trades, maybe out of a union hall where they have multiple employers. It's going to be kind of a flow basis. As we process each of those employers' wage reports, they'll be added to your record. So don't be too concerned early in the year if you don't see all of your earnings. Of course, if you check it right now, you're not going to see your 2023 earnings because those haven't even been reported yet. But by now, or as we get a little deeper into 2023, you're probably going to see most of the 2022 on there. And certainly by the end of 2023, you should see 2022 on there. So, just check it, like I said, once, twice a year. And then if you spot a problem later in the year for last year, you can get in touch with us at Social Security, get us those W-2s. We can just take copies. We don't need your originals. Get us those W-2s and we'll get that corrected for you.
Beautiful. And you can take a look at that on the My Social Security account tab on the website.
Yeah, so you can navigate straight there by going to ssa.gov/myaccount, or just go to ssa.gov, which is our homepage. And then once you're there, look for the My Account or My Social Security account. There are several different points on our website where you can link into that. But then you create that personal My Social Security account, look at the earnings record, and much more.
Beautiful. All right, perfect. That's ssa.gov. We say it every time, but they got to know it's the .gov out there. You don't want to go into the wrong one. And that's great. You can check all of your previous years to work and all the time. You don't want to be shortchanged on benefits later on in life. That's great. Hey, Jack, can we move on to the Americans with Disabilities Act? What's been going on there?
Yeah, well, it's nothing really changing with it, but this year we're celebrating 33 years of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And, obviously at Social Security, because we administer disability benefit programs, we recognize that the importance of the ADA to many of our beneficiaries. And, recently I was on our website looking through some information and saw a story of a Social Security disability beneficiary named Matt. His is a great story, and it's a great example of how the ADA, along with other things like our Ticket to Work program, can help beneficiaries reach their goals. A lot of times people think that when a person is on Social Security disability, that, they've kind of struck it rich and they're lucky. That's not the case. People who are on disability benefits are on benefits because of a severe disability that's keeping them from being able to work. And, they're getting by, but they're certainly not living the lifestyle they could if they were able to work full time. And so a lot of them would like to go back to work, and it's not possible for everybody, of course, but a lot of people would like to try to figure out a way to get back to work and hopefully one day get off of the disability benefits. And that kind of is where Matt was at. He was on disability benefits because he was deaf and he was wanting to get back to work, but he was concerned that he'd have trouble doing so because of that disability. And if he told employers about it, they wouldn't be interested in hiring him. But he connected with our Ticket to Work program, which is something that supports career development for people who are 18 to 64 and receive disability benefits but want to get back to work. It's a great program because it's free, it's voluntary, so you don't have to do it, but it connects you with service providers that can offer supports like vocational rehab and job training and connections to employers who are supportive of helping people with disabilities get back into the workforce. So it's really just a good way for people to make connections and learn about the process of getting back to work. And in some cases, people have to kind of learn new skills to get back into work because what they used to do is no longer possible because of their disability. So if you're in that situation or you know somebody who is, I would recommend you check out the Ticket to Work program. There is a website, of course, you can go to. It's choosework.ssa.gov, or you can just go to our ssa.gov and look around for work or ticket to work, and you'll find it there. They also have a phone number. It's 866-968-7842. Again, 866-968-7842. And that's for the Ticket to Work program. So just to kind of rehash that, it's for people who are on disability benefits, are between the ages of 18 to 64, and want to get back to work. This program will help you assess your options, help you see if there are any new skills that you can learn that'll help you get back into the workforce. And at the same time, they can help you better understand what impact working will have on your disability benefits.
There you go. So if you're disabled, there are tools here that are going to help you get back to work. That's awesome. Sitting down with Jack Myers right now. We're going to take our first short little break here. Jack Myers is a public affairs specialist with the Social Security Administration. We talked all about some great things so far. We're going to take a little break. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all lower at this hour. September corn down 6 1/4, 554 1/4. December new crop down 6 1/2, 561 3/4. March corn 572 1/4, down 6. August beans 1510 3/4, down 12 1/2. September beans down 8 1/2, 1444 3/4. November new crop down 10 1/2, 1414. September wheat 749, down 8 1/2. December wheat down 8 1/2, 769. August bean meal 449.80, up 250. August bean oil down 38 cents, 71.61. Livestock market, August live cattle 178.47, down 27 cents. August feeders 243.15, down a dime. August lean hogs 101.57, up $1.47. That's a look at the markets on this Tuesday morning. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
You are not called upon to make funeral arrangements very often. When you are, you want to turn to somebody you trust. This is Mike Masterson with Masterson Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Kincaid. Through the years, we have grown to know the people in our area. Our family has established a reputation for providing beautiful, dignified services. We have provided 3 generations of experience, compassion, and a long-lasting tradition of community service. Let our family serve your family. Masterson Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Kincaid.
Jim Stepp is the owner of Central Illinois Asphalt in Taylorville. With over 40 years in the asphalt paving business, he's still at it today, based in Taylorville. Don't trust fly-by-night pavers claiming they've got extra asphalt, then play gotcha. Call Jim Stepp at Central Illinois Asphalt for asphalt repair and sealing, and make your driveway or parking lot dust-free with recycled asphalt and environmentally friendly sealer that doesn't contain coal tar and other harmful things to your health. Reach Jim by Googling Central Illinois Asphalt Taylorville for quality work at fair prices. He's your local paver with over 40 years experience.
I'm Brandon Bible, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Presser in Taylorville. Stay tuned at the end of every tornado sports broadcast on WTIM's many platforms when the WTIM announcers select the WTIM Brandon Bible Country Financial Tornado Player of the Game from that particular game. The player will be spotlighted for their great play in the game and also be given a certificate honoring their accomplishment. My wife Sam and I are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Player of the Game this school year.
A retirement community that feels like home. That's Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Come and go as you want. Enjoy social activities and enjoy your golden years. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
Welcome in to the WTIM information station. This is the WTIM morning show. My name is Tim Zalabak. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. I got Jack Myers on the line here. He's a public affairs specialist. We've had a great conversation about all the benefits that you will not want to miss out on, and some Americans with Disabilities Act stuff. That was all great. We're going to move on to the Affordable Connectivity Program. It's helping SSI recipients. Jack, what does that mean?
Yeah, well, Tim, we talk a lot on the program about our services that are available on our website at ssa.gov. And, it's not just us. It seems like internet access is now more than ever necessary for so many different aspects of our lives. But for many households, it remains unaffordable. But the Federal Communication Commission has a program that can help reduce the cost of getting online for low-income households. And there are a lot of ways that people can qualify for this assistance through the FCC. One of them is if somebody in the household receives SSI. Now, SSI is supplemental security income. That's a needs-based benefit that we administer in Social Security offices. It's for those who have limited income, limited assets, and are disabled if they're under 65, or if they're 65 or older, it can just be based on age and having low income and limited assets. So, if somebody in your household gets SSI, you are potentially eligible for this affordable connectivity program. And what that means, Tim, is it can provide a discount of up to $30 per month toward internet service for your household. I don't know of any of these around here, but it would be up to $75 per month for households on qualifying tribal lands. And then there's also a one-time discount of up to $100 toward purchasing a laptop or desktop or tablet or something like that from participating providers. So basically a device to get you online, and then some assistance monthly to pay for the bill to keep that internet access. So as I mentioned, this is going to be available to households that have an individual who receives SSI. If you're on SSI, you know that it's a needs-based program, and we look at your income, we look at your assets, but we won't count the value of this affordable connectivity program assistance as an income or a resource, so it's not going to have any impact on your SSI eligibility. But I mentioned that there are other ways that people can get it. So even if there isn't anybody in your household who gets SSI, you may still be eligible if someone in your household gets assistance from other programs, such as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP, Medicaid, Federal Public Housing Assistance, Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, known as WIC, Lifeline, and many more. So there are a lot of ways that you can qualify for that assistance. And if you want to look into it, there are a few ways you can do that. There's a phone number you can call. It's 877-384-2575. So again, that's 877-384-2575. Or you can go to the fcc.gov website and look for it. They also have a specific address that'll point you right to it. It's getinternet.gov. So take a look at that. It's FCC. Remember, FCC.gov is the easiest way to get there. And that's for the Affordable Connectivity Program to help you pay the cost of your monthly internet bill.
Amazing. And that's for SSI recipients. Wi-Fi can be expensive, and it's such an important thing. It's never too late to get on the internet, and you need it if you want to go to ssa.gov. So absolutely, this is an important one. Jack, we only got a little bit of time left, less than a minute. Can you just tell us quickly about the benefits of your Social Security retirement and when to start doing that?
Yeah, really it comes down to a personal choice. When someone wants to try to decide when to begin collecting their Social Security benefits, you can start at 62 or wait all the way until 70. When you choose is up to you. But what you could do is you could go to our website at ssa.gov. You could learn about those options. Go to ssa.gov/retirement specifically, and you'll get starting kind of a primer on the types of information you need to be aware of as you're starting to make that decision of when to begin receiving your monthly Social Security benefits.
Perfect. Jack, thank you so much for being on with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on, Tim.
Absolutely. That's Jack Myers. He's a public affairs specialist with the Social Security Administration. It was a very informative episode. We learned everything we need to know about benefits and everything else that goes along with that. You are listening to the WTIM morning show here on WTIM's information station. Thank you for listening.
Your information station, WTIM.
on Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
Biden administration and the Republican governor of Texas.
The Justice Department is suing